Alright, welcome to today's video. So, what the was that? Anyway, today's video is going to be about how to join the British Army. So, for those new to my channel and the guys that are already subscribed to my channel, if you didn't know, I actually served in the British Army for 7 years. So I joined in 2010, I left in May this year. And again, for those who didn't know, I was in the REME, which is the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, which is the corps based around mechanical maintenance and servicing and providing a repair asset to frontline units and second line units where stuff is repaired either on the battlefield or it's repaired in a workshop, first and second line. So for a bit of information about myself, if you're new to this channel, because I'm getting a lot of new subscribers coming in for the military style live playlist. If you can hear that, by the way, that is fireworks for Diwali festival. I live in a heavily Hindu, Sikh populated area, and they like to do fireworks at Diwali. I was based in many different places. I did my basic training in the Army Training Regiment Winchester, and then I went to my phase 2 training, which is Haysbrook Barracks, Arborfield. That's where a lot of the aeronautical trades for the army gets done, and also land system technicians. So aircraft technician, avionics technician, land system technicians, they used to all get done at Haysbrook. Now it's moved to RAF Lynham, which is now the home of the REME phase 2. After there, I was then posted up to Catterick, and I spent about 2 years there, and then I was posted to Germany. I was based in Bergen-Belsen by Hanover. If you don't know what Bergen-Belsen is, it was this. Sad times. And basically the regiment I was with was Armoured Cavalry Infantry Regiment, so they had tanks and foot soldiers that would both do reconnaissance and backup infantry units. I was then posted with the same regiment back to Catterick to another regiment that did the same thing. They amalgamated and became one. After a deployment with these guys, I then got posted down to sunny Tidworth to my final battalion, where I spent 1.5 years, and I was actually medically discharged. If you want to know more about medical discharge and medical pension, smash it in the comment section below. And if you want to know more about military history, you want to see some photos and cool videos, also smash them down below. So first of all, I joined the British Army in November 2010. That was my start of basic training. I was in school year 11 doing my exams when I applied. I hadn't even finished my exams, I hadn't even got my results yet. I was the youngest in my year group because my birthday is in August, and the cut-off for the next year group below would be September. So because I was born in August, I was like one of the youngest, which meant that to apply for the British Army, I had to give a predicted results set, which are given to you at your like final parents' evening. Once I had them results, I could then take it to the Army Careers Office. At the time, I hadn't done an online application. I'd gone into the Army Recruitment Service place in town, so I fucking waddled on down. I went in there and I said I want to join the army, and they said, awesome, you want to shoot guns, what do you want to do? And well, as soon as I told them my age, they didn't want to know. So they couldn't touch you until you're 15 and 7 months old. So in May 2010, I was officially 15, 7 months old, so I could sign up for the army. Before this point, I'd already asked for all the information, DVDs, help guides, and all sorts that the army can give you. They give you like books about the daily life. They give you books about diet, nutrition, sports, fitness, what the army can offer you, DVDs and guides of how to join the army, which you probably already know from going to the careers office. So after I've been to the careers office, got all this information, I went back at 15 and 7 months. I went straight back in on that fucking day, and I was like, here you go, here's my paperwork, I've already got it all signed, I want to do it. They said, okay, what's your exam results? Obviously I couldn't give it to them. I had to wait until the August to get my actual results, end of August. Yeah, so I had my 16th birthday, and then I basically went on to do my barb test. So I had an interview at the careers office. It took about half an hour. It goes through like all your medical information and stuff like that. Are you fit? Are you ready to do it? Or can you do it? Do you have any work commitments, family commitments, so on? It's basically a giant risk assessment of whether you can join the army or not. Are you going to be a fucking grenade, or are you going to be a little flower that they can nourish into a big shit green bush? So after I had my interview that was talking about every fucking thing in my life, I went away came back, did my barb test, and your barb test is a practical thinking skill test, which is basically which line gets to which line first. How long is this piece of string? Does this shape fit in this shape? And stuff like that. It's basically to see how quickly you can answer questions coming at you at a rapid pace. So if you were going for a job like myself in a technical role, you need to be able to solve problems. If you were going for a job as a driver, you might not be able to, or you might not have to answer so many questions in such a rapid space of time or figure things out so much. Or if you're going in the infantry, the skill set is different because you need to think differently to someone who's fixing said shit. So after my barb test, I then waited a couple of days to get my results. Prior to the barb test, you can actually get from the waiting room at the Army Recruitment Centre little practice forms and like tests to do that you will be confronted with when you do your barb test. So helpful tip, go and get some of them, practice them first. After my barb test, I was then invited to another interview. The interview was basically a group of us to come and decide on what we wanted to do. Are we sure about it? You put 3 job choices down, you submit that application, you then wait for your selection, your pre-selection, sorry. So when I joined, you had your pre-selection. I don't know if it's still the same. If I'm wrong and someone's joining already, post it in the comment section below. But you had your pre-selection, which was a day's course. I did mine at, I think, Grantham. So at Grantham, you do an icebreaker. Because my job was a technical role, actually, that's right, there you go, sorry, I'm wrong. If you're going for a technical role that inquires more intelligence, you'll sit a maths, English and science test, which is most of it's multiple questions, which, yeah, so like if a train's going at 60 miles an hour from one destination, it takes an hour to get there, blah, blah, blah. So once you've done that, you then stand up in front of a room of people called the icebreaker. You tell them who you are, what you do, what you like, and you talk about yourself as much as you can. Some people get up there and they freeze. I got up there and I was just really gobby. And then you go on to team tasks, so you'll go outside, there'll be a wall, you'll have a barrel, there'll be like 5 of you, take control, get that barrel over the wall. They want to see if you can work as a team, see if you can work as a leader, and see if you can work on your own. Because if you are the one that stood there telling everyone to get over the wall and how to do it, excellent, you're a leader. If you're the one who's crossing the wall with other people, you're a team player. If you're the last one to get across the wall, you need to know how to do it yourself. So after your pre-selection, you'll then wait out, and you may have a further medical appointment depending on your medical criteria, and it'll be like an interview with your doctor, like are you aware of the physical aspects of the British Army? Are you aware of the mental aspects, and so on? And they'll talk to you about like previous injuries, illnesses, have you had any issues with that? They'll then send a form, or they can hand you the form and you take it there, but they'll send a form basically to the army to say yes, he's good to go, or no, he's not. Given that that is accepted, you'll then get called up for your main selection, which is an overnight stay. When I joined, it was at Lichfield. I can't remember the name of the barracks, it's been that long. So you go to Lichfield, for example, where I went. If you live in Scotland, you go to Glasgow. Wales is somewhere else, put it down below if you know. Once you've done your selection, which is basically you wait around all day, you piss in a cup to make sure you're not on drugs. You get your balls fondled by a doctor to see if you got any issues down there. They'll make you like go in weird positions, stretch your arm out, do this, do a squat, do a punch, so on, and they'll just make sure everything's okay. After that, you go on to like a physical PT lesson, which is probably the hardest lesson I ever did in my whole military career, was actually on selection. Like we had us all in a big long line and everyone was doing press-ups, and every time you did a press-up someone had to run to the other end of the room and come back, grab someone else, 2 people then run, so on until everyone's running to and from, and then you do it in reverse, so you're still doing press-ups the whole time or you're running, and loads of other crazy shit like picking up like tractor tyres and whatever else, you get what I mean. So once you've done that, you then go get some food, and then you have overnight, I can't remember what you did a lot, I think it's like lessons and military background and history. Once you've finished that, you go to bed. They teach you how to make an army bed and introduce you into basic barrack accommodation, which is similar to what you'll be staying in when you get into the army, or if you get into the army. The next morning you do another physical thing, which is your PFA, your 1.5 miles. The one at Lichfield fucking sucks because it's uphill. And then you do a couple of other physical tests, which is like they have this bar and a chain, and the chain's onto like a board, and then you have to pull the board as hard as you can, and as you pull it up it gives a number to the guy and he writes it down. You have a hearing test, You do like pull-ups and stuff like that, and just testing your physical aspects to make sure you're ready for it. After that, you then go get dressed into your suit and get all dressed and smart, and you'll be called ready for a interview with I guess a grade, and that's when you find out really if you're going to make it in or not. I've been waiting so long, like my whole life, to get in the army, and when he called me through, he was like, "I'm really sorry, but you're gonna have to go to basic training." And I was like, I actually stood up, I shook this colonel's hand, and I was like, thank you. I wouldn't listen to what he said, thank you. And I was waiting for my grade. I think I got like a B or something, which is alright. And after that, you literally wait for your letter, I guess, to tell you when you're gonna start basic training. Once you know when you're gonna start, off you go. So in that time, you want to be doing a lot of fitness. If you're slightly more portly, start losing some weight. Start doing some research into your regiment that you've chosen, and at some point you'll get called up. Before you start, I think mine was a week before, you go and do your oath of allegiance, which is where you swear by the holy fucking Bible or whatever that you're going to do your best to protect the Queen and everything but the Queen says and so on, which is basically you giving your rights away to be a civilian and a soldier. And then literally it's just a waiting game to start. So this is my guide on the process of joining the British Army from my point of view and what I experienced and what I went through, and I hope it helps you guys. And if you want to see my basic training story and tips, smash it down below, or I'm going to put actually a poll up here that says let's go with top tips, training top tips, or guide to basic training. Vote on this poll and that'll be my next video. Don't forget guys, I do every Tuesday at 8 PM a live stream. If you check my last one, linked here, I'm actually giving away some army stuff. Go on there and follow the guide on how to enter the competition. Basically I'm going to be giving away some awesome Gucci stuff which may help you with your basic training. Next Tuesday, 8 PM will be the next video, and it'll be a live stream. I'll be giving away this cool stuff. Make sure you check out the old videos to see your chance of winning, and I hope this guide was helpful. I've been your boy Zero. Hope you liked the video, and make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to get back over 2,000, which is my benchmark of where I want to be. Help me get to 2,000 subscribers, and I may send you nudes. Don't know. Anyway, I'm Zero Foxtrot. Take it easy. Bye.